to everyone for joining. My name is Travis, and I stutter. So sometimes my words take a couple extra seconds to come out, and then usually they come out just fine. So I first started stuttering when I was in the third grade. So that's around age 8 and 9. And my parents put me in speech therapy pretty much instantly, and I saw various speech therapists from the third grade to my 20s. I've probably seen around a dozen different speech therapists in total, and quite often people who don't know much about stuttering assume that it can just be fixed by getting speech therapy as a kid. And some people think that if you stutter as an adult, it's because you just didn't get speech therapy, or not the right type. But that's actually not true. There is no cure for stuttering. About 95% of all stutterers start when they're children, and usually that's between the ages of 3 and 6. And for most of those children, they'll actually stop stuttering within a couple months to 1 year, and that's regardless of getting speech therapy or not. So 4 out of 5 kids that start stuttering will just naturally stop, and the remaining 20% of those stutterers, just like myself, we will stutter pretty much for life. We don't yet have a cure, but hopefully there will be one someday, because stuttering gets tiring, and after 26 years of stuttering, I am over it. So if there's someone out there that can cure it, then please help. All right, so I'm also a speech therapist myself. So if anyone has questions about stuttering, then please write them out in the chat. I'm pretty good at responding to most every question that I get. And in the meantime, while more questions come, I will share that some very cool news. The week I was reached out to by someone who oversees artificial intelligence at a certain fast food chain that I won't mention now, but they are curious about how to improve their speech recognition with their AI, so it can accommodate people that stutter or just people with other speech differences or an atypical speech pattern. And so they wanted my advice on how to improve their software so they can improve the experiences of others. And so I think that it is really cool. And hopefully more of that comes. But so we were talking about the different pauses that are put in to AI software when people speak, because the software needs to recognize when someone is pausing just because they are thinking, or they're pausing because they're confused, or they're pausing because they're done talking, or they're pausing because they need help. And so this hopefully is something that I will work more closely on. So I will keep you posted on that without sharing too much in information. But I think that it's cool. So, all right, let's look at the chat. Hi, Travis. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you. I am having a pretty good one, and then shortly after my live stream, I've got a volleyball game, so should be a solid day. I saw the chat GPT video. It was cool. Thank you. Yeah, I am working on a video where I test the five most used AI chatbots to see how they recognize my speech. If some of them don't quite pick up on my stutter, and we'll just see. But I will be busy next week, actually, at a conference for the National Stuttering Association. So I will have like no time next week to work on that video, but should be coming soon, and very excited for that one. Travis, I love your videos. Thank you, Ashley. How do I deal with stuttering? Because I have a friend, and I keep eye contact and keep quiet until he's done speaking. That sounds great. Most stutterers just prefer patience when people guess our words for us. It just kind of feels like they don't want us to keep taking up more time. And I know most people guess our words because it looks like we're struggling, which yes, we are. But when we don't speak for ourselves, that removes our agency, and it discourages us from wanting to keep talking. So yeah, you are doing great by just waiting patiently and maintaining eye contact as well. If you really want to help your friend, though, you could even ask them, hey, I've noticed that you stutter sometimes. What do you want me as the listener to do when you're stuck? And that's a great question, because that just opens the door to deeper conversation and understanding. And most stutterers were never really asked what our preferences are with that. People usually just assume, and sometimes they assume wrong. As someone who's currently 53 and has stuttered for as long as I can remember, I appreciate your videos shedding light on the issue. Thank you. Yeah, my goal is to just spread awareness and education, so people know how to better handle stuttering, so it becomes more normalized, and so future stutterers aren't so embarrassed or self-conscious about their speech like I was when I was growing up. So thank you for that. I saw your short video in which you got stuck for 4 minutes. Do you have that many times? Do you feel it coming? I used to. So those were much harder blocks where I would try to get out any sound, but it's like completely blocked, and there's nothing that comes out. That used to be my main way that I spoke, and it's exhausting. And I found over this past year, just stuttering more openly, trying to better accept that I do stutter, that it will happen. My stutter has gotten less severe, and I don't know if this is a permanent thing now, but certainly it feels great. So I didn't expect to get that stuck with that video, but it just happened. You can usually kind of feel that you will stutter on a word, one or two words before it happens, but sometimes you feel it and you don't get stuck. Sometimes you don't feel anything and you still stutter. But you would never really know how long you'll stutter for. It's really just a sign that you will stutter, that usually is correct. Lots of new people. Thanks for joining. Cool stash dude. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll make sure to ask my friend. I appreciate you helping me because I don't quite know how to handle it, but you helped me a lot. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really glad that I can help. Some of my favorite comments or messages are from people that shared that they were at work and they were talking with a stutterer, and they knew how to respond because they watched my videos, and then it was a positive interaction for both people. That is super cool, and I'm very thankful to be a part of that. So it's on small words. No, not necessarily. There's no set word that I will stutter on. There's no set word that I won't. Stuttering by nature is variable. So sometimes we stutter more, sometimes we stutter less. I may say one word and get stuck on it for 10 seconds, and then the very next time that I say that same word, I may not get stuck at all. That's kind of just how it goes, and it's very frustrating for the stutterer, because we can never plan around stuttering, since it's always changing, and then difficult for listeners, because they don't get why sometimes we may stutter a lot, and sometimes we barely stutter. It kind of tricks them into thinking that our stutter is getting better sometimes, but that's just not true. We just go through different phases of sometimes stuttering more, and sometimes stuttering less. You got this. I'm praying for you. Everyone here's got your back. Thank you. Does the stutter happen all the time? Usually, yes. There's not really any set time or situation where I won't stutter. Now, sometimes I may stutter on most of my words. Sometimes I can get out a few sentences without stuttering at all. There are some stutterers who may not stutter for like 10 minutes. Some they could probably go like 1 hour without stuttering. The severity level just varies. Now, stutterers, if we sing, we well for most stutterers, when we sing, we do not stutter. When we are alone and to talk out loud, our stutter is either reduced, or we just don't stutter. Likewise, if we speak with an accent, or if we're acting, then same thing. Our stutter may be reduced, or just not stutter at those times. Now, that also varies per stutterer, but what it boils down to is different sections of our brains are more active during some of those situations than other times. How do you think about therapies that promise you to get fluent in 3 days? I mean, they're wrong. There's no cure, but there are management strategies to help reduce how frequently you stutter, and how hard you stutter for. So they're probably suggesting that they can teach you those strategies and be perceived as fluent, but those strategies don't make your stutter go away. If you stopped using them, you would still stutter. Likewise, when you do use them, you still stutter. You're just changing your typical speech pattern. And no strategy is guaranteed to work 100% of the time. So therapies that promise fluency, they kind of put more pressure on the stutterer, because they will stutter at some point, and they will feel very self-conscious when it happens, because they were promised fluency. So don't like those. Hi there. So cool to see your content live. Well, thank you for joining me. Love that you work as a speech therapist, because you have personal knowledge of your work. Thank you. Yeah, I found most of my clients really appreciate that I can resonate with them on a deeper level than most speech therapists can. I just kind of get what they're going through. Parents really like seeing that their child can still grow up to be successful and live a relatively normal life. There are definitely still some challenges, but I mean, everyone has challenges for different reasons. I stutter as well, but because I went through trauma. Oh boy, yeah, that sounds awful. Yeah, there's something called psychogenic stuttering, which is stuttering caused by trauma, and it is usually within adults, and it accounts for less than 1% of all stutters. So it is very rare, but yeah, definitely not discounting your experience. Sorry about that. We just have to talk anyway. It seems to be people are just going to have to get used to us. Yeah, I think so. I I plan on talking at least. I've got a lot that I want to share, and it doesn't feel good when I stay silent and don't share it. So, yep, it'll take a little bit longer to hear it, but I'm waiting with you too, because I I I'm the one that stutters. So yeah, you all wait the extra couple seconds for our short interactions, but I'm the one that has to deal with waiting 24/7. Yeah, does stressful situations affect your stutter? Usually, yes. The more stressed, anxious, tired, excited, frustrated we are, if there's time pressure, usually we will stutter more. They are not causes of stuttering, but they definitely can exacerbate it. Hello, I just wanted to let you know how unbelievably inspiring you are. I love following your, your journey of stuttering through drive-throughs. Never give up. Thank you. I will keep making videos, I think, for quite a while. So thanks for joining me along the, the, the way. Hi, Travis. Just wanted to say hello from Canada. You are the best. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Big up. I have a stammer too. Nice. Yeah, it sucks sometimes, doesn't it? Hi from Saudi Arabia. Wow, thanks for joining. Oh, and from Pakistan. All right. I have a stammer too. Love your videos. Thank you. Hey Travis, hi from France. Love your channel. Thanks for your videos. Thank you. I appreciate everyone's support. When did you start to stammer? When I was 8, and my parents don't recall any trigger that started it. and there's no family history of it either. Um, so I guess I'm just extra lucky. I've had it my whole life, and I got bullied for it. Yeah, that is tough. I used to as well. Sometimes people can still be pretty mean about it, but I think because I'm older, they don't that well they they definitely back down once I confront them, because now I'm pretty comfortable just asking them why they're making fun of me, and they are very shocked that I would have the courage to do that, and they don't have a good answer for it. So yeah, so that's how I would recommend dealing with it now. Is it is it just ask, hey, why did you do that, or uh, or why did you say that? And is a good way of calling them out decently, and they'll definitely think about it and reflect on it later, because they don't have a good reason for doing it. Where are you from? I'm from outside of Philadelphia, in the U.S., but now I'm outside Boulder, Colorado. Travis, we appreciate you sharing it, because I used to hate myself for it, and would never share this type of stuff, because I have low self confidence speaking. Thank you for sharing that. Um, yeah, I still struggle with it. I feel confident some days, and some days I don't. Um, so it's tough, but if we don't talk about it, and and show people that stuttering is a thing, then no one will learn about it, and then future stutterers will keep feeling self-conscious, and keep being quiet. So we should keep talking, for the their stutterers that are out there. Um, Nothing to get used to. Your speech is fine. Thank you. Yeah, I still think that there's something to get used to, only because like it's not typical. I talk differently than most people, so just due to lack of exposure, I think some people do have to get used to it, but that doesn't mean that it's necessarily a negative thing. Life is really hard on me, dude. Any advice? I I think you have more life experience than me. Um, if it's hard for stuttering, then my advice is to just keep going out and keep talking, and you will stutter at some point, and that's okay. Most people are cool about it. They don't always get what's going on, but they want to be helpful. We just think things are hard because they're happening to us, and quite often we just overthink, and then it becomes the dominant factor in our lives. And I think one thing that does help me is recognize how much time you think about yourself and what you're going through, and how little you, you, you really care about what others are doing, or the mistakes they seem to make. Most people are too worried about themselves to even notice other people and their struggles. So, yeah, my advice is most people just don't care because they they probably don't really notice us. They're too busy thinking about what's going on in their own life, which is fair. I stutter all the time, and it makes me choke up on my words hard. Oh, so sorry, choke up on my words hard. So we really appreciate your strong effort in life to speak. I feel I could never reach that level of speech. Well, as of 1 year ago, I I also didn't think I would be at my current level. Um, Now that is level of confidence and acceptance with my stutter, and and ability to just go out and talk with a stranger. And if I stutter, so what? So I didn't see it coming in my future. So just because you're not seeing it in yours doesn't mean that it won't happen as well. Uh, don't tell me it's really that bad, brah. Yeah, brah. Yeah, this is really how I talk. Um, yep. The people who are being mean would crumble if they had your condition. You have courage. Well, thank you. Yeah, I think people who are mean just don't really get it. Um, so yeah, if they if they knew more about it, then totally they wouldn't act that way. Is it physically painful? It looks exhausting. Can stammering be improved with speech therapy? Have you done something like speech therapy before? I like your mustache. Well, that's quite a message. Thank you. Is it physically painful? Um, no, but it's definitely uh, uncomfortable. There is lots of stress and tension in my body, and my breath gets held when I stutter. So I'm I'm constantly uh, gasping for air. So it doesn't feel good, but it's not painful. Um, yes, speech therapy can be improved with, I'm sorry, speech therapy can improve stuttering with different strategies um, to help you stutter less frequently and not as hard. They are not guaranteed to always work. You will still stutter. Uh, yes, and yes, I've been to about a dozen different speech therapists, and I'm a speech therapist as well. Here is a super chat from Ramon Vanderka for 6 pounds. I think you're a legend, and I have a lot of respect for you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate that, and yeah, thanks for your support. Do people stutter more when they feel tired and or anxious? Usually, yes. They're not guaranteed to, but it's more likely that they will. You are a person that stutters, but what you have to say is well worth the little delay to hear. Thank you. Yeah, I agree. It like I recognize that, and then still sometimes I think, oh well, that'll just take you too long. They probably don't want to wait for you, so you just shouldn't say it. it's really hard to break out of that mindset. Let's see what happens when you try to stutter on purpose. Have you ever tried that? Yeah, loads of times. Sometimes so that's called pseudo stuttering, and that's a strategy that I use most days actually. Sometimes that fake stutter will turn into a real one. Sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, I use that one most days actually. Fellow stutterer here, I really appreciate what you do. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for joining. Ooh, okay, so that is the bottom of the chat. Thank you to everyone who joined. I may actually be back on Monday because next week is a conference for for the National Stuttering Association. So I'll be gone Tuesday of next week to next Saturday or Sunday. So I may do a live stream on Monday since I won't have time beyond that. Thank you for joining. Thank you, E squared, for moderating, and thanks for your super chat, Ramon, and your questions, for keeping this live stream going. Thank you, and take care.